My apologies. The Portland Trailblazers actually had a pretty good offseason and they have improved their roster. They have gotten better. Now, I made a video a couple of weeks ago where I said that the Portland Trailblazers now must really want Dame to leave, and I made a mistake. I'm openly willing to admit if I made mistakes, and that has been the case. Now, I also have to admit that I didn't really look into what it means lottery or to have a lottery protected pick. If you have seen my video about me, who I am, my basketball background, then you already know where I'm coming from. But yeah, I actually played the game and I'm good at playing the game, but I'd never really looked into all this stuff. What a buyout means and all the specifics, and also lottery protection for me, or to me it meant that the pick will land in the lottery for sure, but I was wrong, and I'm admitting that now openly to you guys. I am not an NBA expert, far from an NBA expert. I've followed the league for 14 years and I've played basketball myself. I know all the players. I know how the game works, basically, but from the standpoint of a player and a regular fan. I'm not an NBA expert, but of course, as I'm making more videos, as I'm looking more and more into the details of the NBA world, I'm learning more and more. So again, I'm sorry for that mistake. Lottery protected actually means that if the draft will land in the draft lottery, then the Portland Trailblazers will keep their draft pick, the draft pick that they traded away in the Lauri Markkanen, Larry Nance, and Dennis Smith Jr. trade. Now, with that being said, let's look at the players that the Trailblazers lost this offseason and the players that they added. First of all, they lost Carmelo Anthony. Is that a big deal? Does that hurt the Blazers? No, it does not, because Melo will turn 37, and the only thing that Melo basically did well was shoot threes and score on offense, but he is terrible on defense. And he doesn't really give you anything else other than three-point shooting. So actually, that was a good move, or it doesn't hurt the Blazers that they lost Melo. And also on the Lakers, he will not really help the Lakers, and I think they won't give him much playing time because they can't really have him out on the floor. Once again, because he's a terrible defender, and especially now that he is up there in age. Second guy, Enes Kanter. He is known as one of the, if not the worst defending big man center in the entire NBA. So also terrible on defense. You can't really have him out there on the floor. Also good, very good in my eyes that they got rid of Enes Kanter. The third guy, Rodney Hood. Last year he had a terrible season. The year before that he had an amazing season. But last year he only shot 36% from the field and only 30% from three. So also a good move, or understandable move, that they got rid of Rodney Hood, or they didn't re-sign him, they didn't keep him, since he had a terrible season. Now, Harry Giles, not really a player that I want to spend too many words on. He is not a very good NBA player, and that's about it. All you need to know. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson also had a terrible season last year. Also, no big loss. It's actually a good move that they didn't keep him. And the last guy, Derrick Jones Jr., he is an athletic freak, but he doesn't shoot threes. He's a bad three-point shooter. So also understandable and a good move that they traded him for Larry Nance. So let's go to the players that the Portland Trailblazers added. And you will be surprised. Tony Snell last year averaged 21 minutes per game. Now, listen to this. 52% field goal percentage, which is very, very good. And 57% from three. And he shot over three-pointers per game. Now, it gets even crazier. He didn't miss a single free throw during the last 2 NBA seasons. He didn't miss a single free throw. So this guy is a shooter, a sharp shooter. Good move. Spaces the floor, so you can't really criticized the Blazers for adding Tony Snell. I know that most NBA fans don't really know Tony Snell, but look at the stats. He is a sniper. Next guy, they will sign either Dennis Smith Jr. or Marquise Chris. Both of these two players are right now at training camp or signed training camp deals for the Portland Trailblazers, and they will compete for a roster spot for the number 14 spot, because the Blazers will most likely keep the last spot, number 15, open throughout the season. If maybe they can grab another player, if that happens and they want to have a roster spot open. So Dennis Smith Jr. and Marquise Chris will compete for the 14th roster spot. Dennis Smith Jr. had a bad season last year. Marquise Chris was injured, but still, in terms of their names, there were both lottery picks. Yeah, it's pretty good that they could sign or they will sign one of these two. Now, Larry Nance Jr. is a great signing for the Portland Trailblazers, and I don't think that he will start. I think Robert Covington will start at the 4. But Larry Nance is a good defender, and he's a capable, decent three-point shooter. He can shoot threes, very athletic, switchable on defense. So Larry Nance Jr. is a great player, great addition for the Blazers. Ben McLemore, he's basically just a shooter, not the best shooter in the NBA. He's a career 36% three-point shooter, so he's a decent good shooter. He had better years and he had average or worse years, but overall he is a three-point shooter. Not really a very good defender, but you need three-point shooting. Now, last guy, Cody Zeller. He is, of course, much better than Enes Kanter, because you can actually play him because he's not trash on defense. He's actually decent on defense and better, in my opinion, than Enes Kanter. So overall, I think it's safe to say that the Blazers actually improved their roster. They got better. So, of course, this doesn't make the Blazers a title contender, but they are making steps in the right direction. I think the Blazers front office did all that they tried their best. I don't want to say that they did all they can, but I think they really tried to improve the roster in order for Dame to stay happy and stay with the Blazers. Yeah, so let me know what you think about all the moves the Blazers did in this offseason. Once again, I think pretty good moves overall, and signing Larry Nance Jr. or swapping him with Derrick Jones was a great move. If you like this video, then please leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with the NBA, then consider subscribing. All right, have a nice day and see you in the next video.